Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a bit of a different video. I kind of wanted to do this for a little while, but I just was putting it off. So today I'm going to be doing a not with me video, but it's a bit of a different type of not with me video. This is going to be a chit chat not with me video. I'm not going to be like showing you me making this bracelet because I don't have two cameras and I'm not tech savvy enough to be doing all that. But I'm gonna be just making it like on my lap right here as I'm talking to you guys. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my past relationship and just opening up about that. There is a trigger warning for this video. We're gonna be discussing abuse, so if that is something that is hard for you to like hear about, then just don't watch this video. I don't want to upset anybody. Also, I will probably be cussing in this video, so if you don't like that, then just don't watch this. So today I'm going to be finishing up this keychain right here. My camera doesn't like to focus on stuff, but literally spent $1,000 on a phone and it can't even focus. It's literally fine. Anyways, it just says yes girl yes. It's super cute. It's pattern 48909 on bracelet book right here, so I only have a little bit more to do, so I'll probably finish it in this video. Also, I'm filming in a bit of a different position. Usually I film right here, but I feel like the background is kind of ugly, so we're gonna film right here and you can see my room. It's cute. You can see my bed. I don't know. If I'm like looking down, it's because I'm like working on my bracelet right here on my lap. So the reason why I wanted to make this video talking about this is I'm just a firm believer in using my past experiences to hopefully help somebody else not make those same mistakes or not go through the same things. So that's why I'm talking about this, to just hopefully help at least one person, you know, that might be going through this, or maybe help someone that might go through this in the future to not go through as much as I had to go through. I'm not doing this like for attention or for sympathy or anything like that. Like, I'm strictly just making this video to try to help other people, so you guys definitely don't need to give me any sympathy. It's been almost a year since like we broke up, so like I'm pretty much healed all the way. I don't know if you'll ever really be healed from this bullshit, but who knows. So if you guys are longer term subscribers, then you might have seen the video that I posted with my ex like 2 or so years ago, like over the summer in like 2019. That video is privated now. It's not on my channel anymore. I just don't want to see his face. I don't know. Some of you guys might know his name, but I personally don't like saying it, so we're gonna give him a different name. Dude, I tie-dyed last night and I got dye on my scrunchie. It's like a sad day. Anyways, we're gonna give him a name and we're gonna call him Trash, because if the shoe fits, I don't know. So we started dating our freshman year, and prior to this, like, he had a crush on me since like 8th grade. I was with another guy at the time. Before freshman year, the summer before, we just got really close and we started like being really good friends, and then friendship turned into like romantic feelings, and then we started dating. Right off the bat, there really wasn't a whole lot of red flags. We did like talk for like literally like 4 or 5 weeks before we actually made it official. So during that time, I really didn't notice any red flags, which is always how it goes. But once we started dating, like a week or 2 into dating, there started to be problems. He would literally just get mad at like the dumbest things all the time. The only thing that I can remember specifically, because this was like literally 4 years ago, was just like one day he would like walk me to my class, and one morning he had walked me to the point where he would say goodbye and turn around, and I just said bye and then left to go to my class, and I didn't give him a hug. And later that day he got upset with me that I didn't give him a hug, and it like turned into like an argument, and he would like start arguments over like literally the most minuscule things. But after like a month or 2, he kind of got over that and started, you know, not caring as much, I guess. The biggest problem that we had in our relationship was a problem that we had to keep revisiting. I'm not even joking, from start to finish. Like, we were together for 3.5 years. This problem literally was a problem for the entire duration of our relationship. And that problem was his ex. The whole thing started about 3 months into our relationship. It was New Year's Eve, and it was like Christmas vacation, right? We were off from school. And he would like, his mom would just take his phone away like all the time. So he didn't have his phone at this point, right? And so because of that, because he would always lose his phone for just the dumbest shit ever, I had his passwords to everything. So I would like go onto his Snapchat and like do his streaks for him and whatever, right? It's like New Year's Eve, and so I decided to go into his Snapchat and, you know, do his streaks for him because he didn't have his phone, like I didn't hear from him, whatever. And I go into his Snapchat and I see his ex's name, who we will call her Trash 2 because if the shoe fits, once again. Also, I'm not calling her trash because she was talking to my boyfriend. I'm calling her trash because she's literally just an awful human being. Like, I'm not even gonna get into her because like she's not the point of this video, but she was just not a good person. So I saw Trash 2 on his phone and on his Snapchat, and he had been sending her snaps, and I was kind of just like, what the hell? Like, why is he talking to her? And I scroll over, and thankfully she had saved all of their chats. I don't remember verbatim what he had said, but he was just talking to her and telling her like, oh, I miss you in my life. I want to be your friend again. Stuff like that. But the one chat, the one thing that I just remember that he had said to her was, I want to be able to say the L word to you again. As in, I want to say I love you to my ex. Like, the hell? I saw this and I immediately felt super uneasy, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, what is this? For the next few days, I couldn't talk to him because he didn't have his phone, and so I literally could not stop thinking about what he was saying to her and that he had like gone behind my back and like talked to his ex, and like he literally had his phone, but he chose to talk to her instead of talking to his girlfriend. Like, what? And it just made me feel super uneasy, and I literally for like 2 days I just didn't really eat. I like just stayed in my bed and like just lost all my motivation. Like, it was so stupid. And so for the next few days I was thinking about my response and thinking about what I wanted to say, and I basically was going to tell him like, it's her or me. Like, you need to decide who you want in your life, because I'm not gonna be here if you're gonna be talking to her, because I don't, like, this is your ex, like, this is disrespectful, like, whatever, right? A few days go by, he finally has his phone again, and I get the chance to tell him this, and I kind of just told him, like, it's her or me, like, you need to decide. And this boy literally said to me, I want to go with friendship. Are you serious right now? Okay, here's the thing. If you're going to give somebody an ultimatum, you need to be prepared for both answers. In fact, you should be more prepared for the negative answer than the positive answer, okay? Because going into that, I was like fully set. Oh, he's gonna choose me. There's no way he'll pick her, blah, blah, blah. But like, he didn't. So when he said that, like, my whole world just came crashing down, and like I just literally felt like throwing up. Like, I was like, what is happening right now? And you know, so we continued to talk more, and he's just like, fine, like, I'll pick you. I was like, wow, thanks. So thoughtful. So then he ended up blocking her, and I thought that would be the end of it, but boy was I wrong. He continued to reach out to her over and over again for the next 3 years. Every single time I would find out, because listen, boys think that they're slick. They're not. Like, you think you can get away with stuff, but I'm telling you, a woman's intuition is fucking real, okay? Like, he would like change Trash 2's name on his phone and like change it to some other name. And like, I would see it, and he thinks that I'm just like oblivious, but it's like, I know that you don't know anyone named Kat. Who the hell is that? Like, I'm not dumb, you know? I would find out, and every time I would find out, it turned into him blaming me, because he would tell me that I was looking where I wasn't supposed to be looking, as in I was looking at his phone and I saw something that made me upset, and so I guess it was my fault. Literally manipulation 101, but I digress. And it would turn into a full-on argument where basically he would just blame me, and then he would just leave because he didn't want to deal with me. And I would usually, there was one time where I literally just sat in front of him for like probably 15 minutes, just absolutely sobbing, like bawling my eyes out to him, and he just sat there and watched me cry because of what he did, and then he just went ahead and he did it again. So it just sucks, because it's like, if your partner is continually going back to this person and you've told them like that you're not comfortable with it or whatever, and they continually do that, that means they don't want you, they want them. If they're more concerned about their friend or their ex or whoever, that they don't want you. They don't want you. They want their ex. They want that other person. Like, that's just what it is. I know it's hard, but know your worth. You know, you deserve better than that. You deserve somebody that's actually going to respect you and like love you. So whatever. And then he started to turn it into, he was like, okay, well, if I can't talk to Trash too, then you can't talk to your guy friend. His name was Fixel. He was like the coolest guy. He was in my French class, and he, at the time, this was freshman year, at the time I wanted to be a writer, and he would like write stories, and so we kind of got close because of that. And I would just kind of Snapchat him and we'd talk about like what we were writing and stuff like that. And so Trash was like, if I can't talk to Trash too, then you can't talk to Fixel. And so he literally made me block my friend, like without even saying anything to him, so that he would block Trash too. Like, so fucked up and ridiculous. Like, that's so stupid. He literally made me block probably like 3 or 4 people over the course of time so that he would block her. The very last time that he reached out to her was the summer before senior year. I was at his house and he was on his phone and he was on Snapchat, and I saw the name Kat on his phone, and I knew he didn't know anyone named Kat, so I'm just like, oh, who's Kat? And he's like, oh, it's Kat from work. Yeah, she's from work. Like, literally just like that. And I was just like, yeah, right. So then we started like play fighting, and I'm trying to like get his phone from him, and we're like just messing around, and I'm just trying to like, you know, get his phone from him to see who it is, and like we're kind of just like laughing and joking. But I eventually get a hold of his phone, and I long press on Kat, and I see the username, and Trash 2's username was like her full name, like first and last name, and like I obviously knew her name. So I saw the username was Trash 2's name, and so he saw that I saw that I saw, and I kind of just stopped, and I just kind of sat there and just looked at him. And at that time, I wasn't gonna cry, I wasn't gonna yell, I was just tired. I was just so tired of this, and I was just like, why? Like, why do you keep going back to her? And I really just like wanted to have a conversation, because like, what is your problem right now? Like, what is your deal? And before I could even say anything, he just immediately stood up. He said, get out of my house right now, get out, like leave, just started like yelling at me to like get out and to leave, because it's my fault that he talked to her, I guess. I don't know. I leave. I didn't even really say anything, and I leave, and I just am crying on the way home, because like I'm just so frustrated. Like, why do you keep talking to her? Like, I don't understand this. Like, at this point it's been like literally 3 years, and like this is still an issue. Like, I don't understand. And then towards the end of that, again, he made me block one of my friends because Trash didn't like that I was talking to them, so he made me block him so that he would block Trash too, for the now like 4th time. So another issue that we had was senior year. Basically, I got into a fight with my sister, and just because he's my boyfriend, I was just venting and like ranting to him about the whole thing, and like, you know, just I was just like pissed off and whatever, and I was just ranting to him about what was happening and everything like that. And he took it upon himself to go into our group chat that we had, that had me, him, my sister, and then a bunch of our friends from church. He went into that group chat with all these people, and he started calling out my sister and talking about all of our family personal business in this group chat. Like, are you a psychopath? What are you doing? And this was not the first time he did that. A few months prior, my sister and I also got into another fight, and Trash went into that group chat again and was calling her out, bringing our personal family business into this group chat with like literally all of our friends. And of course, my sister told my mom. My mom did not like that at all, and I didn't either, honestly. Like, I was kind of like, dude, this is not okay. Like, what is your problem? So when he did it the second time, I started going off on him, and I was like, dude, what is your problem? Like, literally stop. Like, don't do this. Stop this right now. Like, this is not okay. Like, blah blah blah. I started going off on him, and he's just like, no, like, fuck you. Like, and he just keeps talking about this in the group chat. And that night I go home and I go to work, And while I was at work, completely unbeknownst to me, my mother went to Trash's house and sat in his living room with his parents and with him and told his parents what Trash had done and that she doesn't appreciate that he's discussing personal family business in this group chat with all of these people. Like, literally embarrassing my sister because these are all of her friends too. Like, so messed up. After she leaves, he texts me and he's like, we need to talk. And I was just like, yeah, what's up? And I think he got his phone taken away because I didn't see him till like the next morning. He came to school, and this was before school. We were sitting in my car and he just started going off on me. And he basically said that while just in the midst of while I was just ranting to him, I just left out something that I had said to my sister. And I guess if I had told him that I had said that to her, he would have never said anything in the group chat. So once again, he was literally blaming me and my communicating skills on him being toxic. So there's that. And he made me text his mother and tell her that it was my fault that he did that, and that, you know, to not punish him for my miscommunication, basically. Once again, manipulation 101. So yeah, that was really stupid. And during that whole time, I was like literally scream crying at him because he was being such a dick about the whole thing. And again, this was like right before school started. The bell rang for school to start and he left, and I just went home because I was like, I'm not going to school right now. Like, I am just tear-stained face, like I'm not gonna deal with all the questions and stuff. So I just went my ass home. Another huge problem that we had that was like as bad as him talking to his ex for me, like it literally like physically affected me, was that he would just block me all the time. Like, he would just block me. And the reason why he would is basically he would be doing something, he'd be playing his Xbox, he'd be out with his friends, whatever the case may be. And I would call him because I would want to talk to him, and he just like wouldn't answer the phone. Like, I would call him and then he would just immediately hit decline. And we had that relationship where it was like we answer the damn phone. You know what I mean? Like, we are both always on our phone. So the second either one of us texts the other person, we just immediately look at it. If someone calls the other person, we immediately pick up. Like, that's just how our relationship was. So he just would stop answering me because he was busy or whatever. And so I was the kind of person in that relationship where I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to continue to call you until you answer because I don't have the time for this. Like, answer the phone. I would just continually spam his phone and just kept calling him back. It got to the point where he decided to literally just block me instead of dealing with me. Instead of just sending me a quick text that just literally said talk later, or instead of just literally picking up the phone for like 5 seconds and just saying, hey, I'm busy, can I talk to you later, he would just go out of his way to just block me just because he didn't want to deal with me. And like, it was the same deal when I was blocked. I literally would not do anything. I wouldn't really eat. I just would sit in my bed until I was unblocked. Like, I didn't have the motivation to do anything because I was just so focused on being blocked. And it's like, he would get mad at me for calling him while he was out with his friends, but it's like, how am I supposed to know that you're out with your friends? Like, you don't tell me anything. Why would I know that? How would I know that? So I guess I can talk about our breakup and like what exactly went down. This was during quarantine. We broke up at the end of April of 2020. We have been in quarantine for like about a month at this point, and his mom like did not let me see him. Like, I was not allowed to see him. She was like a nurse, so she was super adamant about like social distancing and this and that, so, which I totally understood and respected, and it was fine. It just definitely like sucked because I wanted to see him, especially since I was still going to work and he wasn't. So I understood that. So I didn't see him for like literally 3 weeks. Then we started like kind of sneaking, and I would kind of just park like around the corner from his house, and then he would just come, and like we would just kind of hang out in the car for a few hours and just kind of talk and catch up and whatever. Anyways, by this point I hadn't seen him in a minute, and at this time we had been in our like distance learning plan from school for probably about like 2, maybe 3 weeks. And at this time I was still working, and I went from working like 20 hours a week to working between 30 and 40 hours a week. It was insane. I was literally at work all the time. Like, it was crazy. So it was on Monday, and I woke up to a Snapchat from him, and he had sent me one of his math problems that he had to do, and it was on this website called Khan Academy. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is. It's basically just like a website where there's like a lot of subjects on it, but like I only used it for math, and it just would like have videos for how to do certain things, and then you would just do problems and stuff like that, and you had to get like a certain amount like in a row correct in order to like proceed, which was like so stupid. But anyways, he sent me a problem so that he was basically just like wanting me to like do the problem for him and give him the answer, and it was like sigma notation or something, and I was like a year ahead of him in math, so I didn't quite remember how to do it. So I just like scribbled out an answer and just, you know, sent it to him back. I was like, I don't remember how to do this, but I think it might be this answer. And he tried it out and it wasn't correct, and he's like, it's wrong, like try again. And I was just like, I don't know how to do it, sorry, like you're on your own, like you figure it out, like I got shit to do, like bye. And so then he sent me a snap back. He's like, do my con for me. And then I like just didn't answer his snap because like I had to get ready for work or whatever, and he sent me a text and he's just like, do my con for me. And like I wouldn't really like cuss him out or like be mean to him because he would like just block me. So I always was like very nice to him. It was like literally so manipulative. Like I literally could not speak out against him or he would just get mad and like block me. Like it was so stupid. I wouldn't really get mad at him, but this time I don't even know what was so different. Maybe I don't even know, but he was asking me to do his con for him, and I just was like, no, like fuck off, fuck you, I'm not doing your con, like I'm not doing this, like do it yourself. Like I just was like cussing him out and just basically being like, fuck off, I'm not doing your shit for you, like do it yourself, like you lazy piece of shit, like whatever. And so I just kind of ignored him, and he just was like blocked, and then he blocked me. So there was that. And like I said, I usually would get super upset whenever he would block me, but for some reason this time I didn't care. I literally just went about my day like normal. I just didn't even care. I had too much to worry about. I was working a shit ton. I had homework I had to keep up with. Like, I just was like, I don't have the time to deal with your bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. A day goes by. I don't hear from him. I don't care. I have other shit I'm doing. I just don't even care about him anymore. I guess looking back, I think I definitely like left the relationship emotionally like a week before we actually broke up. But then another day goes by, now it's Wednesday, and he sent me a snap, and he sent me an email address and a password, and he said, there's my con login in case you need it. And I responded again. I said, I'm not doing your fucking con, literally fuck off, fuck you, like leave me alone. I just was not having it with him. And he basically said, do my con. He said, you have until Friday. He said, for every week that you don't do my con, I'm going to block you on another social media site. Oh my God, like, God, I'm too pretty. I am just too pretty to be dealing with that. Like, who does this guy think he is to be treating me like that? Like, I'm sorry. So when I saw that, I literally was just like, nope, I'm done. I was like, nope, I'm done with this. I'm so done with this. And so I responded back, and I was just like, we're done. I was like, I'm done with, I don't even remember what I said verbatim. It was very, very spur of the moment, but I was just like, we're done. I basically was just like, yeah, we're done. I want my shit back. I'm gonna give all your shit back. Like, I don't want this, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of just like, oh, okay, Kinsey, like, okay, whatever, like, sure, whatever. But I was being dead serious, and so he kind of was just like, okay. We kind of stopped talking, and I was just like, damn, I just fucking broke up with him, like, holy shit. And then a few minutes go by, and he sends me, like, an Instagram DM of, like, a meme or some shit, and I was just like, why are you DMing me? Like, we're literally broken up, like, why are you talking to me? And he's just like, what do you mean? I was like, I said we're done. Like, that means we're broken up, trash. And he was just like, oh. He's like, I thought you were joking. I was like, no. Not joking, sorry, we're done. He kind of was just like, oh. He's like, I did not expect that from you, but I guess you learn something new about people every day, or some stupid shit like that. We basically broke up, and it was over text, and I broke up with him. And after it happened, like, I was crying through it, because I mean, obviously, like, yeah, he was a dick, but like, that's still like 3.5 years of my life that I was spending with him. It was hard, and I went into my mom's room and I told her what happened, and you know, she was hugging me. My mom absolutely hated him. She despised him. And that is also a little hint to you that maybe the person you're with is not the best for you if like your family doesn't like him or them, I guess. I think the hardest part of the whole breakup was that my mom, she could see like how horrible he was being to me, and she knew that she couldn't talk me out of being with him. She knew that I had to realize it on my own. Like, whatever she said to me, like, she just knew that I would not believe her. She literally had to sit there and just like watch me be treated like absolute garbage by this guy for so long. And she told me that she would like literally pray for me, and that she would have like groups of friends like literally pray for me, that I would one day like realize how horrible he was. And that shit hurt my heart, like it really did, that she had to like watch her daughter like go through that, and she knew that she couldn't do anything about it, you know, like that's fucking hard. Like, it makes me feel like shit. Over the next few days, Trash, he unblocked me and he started texting me paragraphs upon paragraphs talking about like, you're my everything, you're my light, this and that. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe not a single word he was saying to me, because we were literally together for 3.5 entire years, and not a single time did he ever tell me, you're my everything, you're my light, I'm nothing without you. Like, never did he ever say that to me. I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of just like, okay, like, you can say this to me, but like, okay, I don't believe you, because like, if you really felt this way, you would have showed that to me, but you didn't. It takes losing me for you to finally realize like how great I was. Like, it's so stupid. So I told my mom like that he was saying that to me, and she's like, well, are you gonna go back to him? I think she was worried that I would just, you know, fall for it, you know, but I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I'm not gonna fall for that again. Like, never going back to him. Like, I'm done. Like, when I said that we're done, I meant we're literally done. I never want to see you or talk to you literally ever again. So then a few days later, Saturday, we decided to meet up and talk face to face. So we met up and we were just in my car, and he was a mess, which like rightfully so, because I literally did everything for him, and there were so many things in his room that I had gotten for him, like gifts that he had to like stare at, like, you know. And he was just saying the same bullshit to me. He's just like saying, you're my everything and blah blah blah, and I kind of just sat there and I genuinely just like did not care. I just didn't care. And I think I even told him, like, I don't believe you. If you actually felt that way, you would have showed it to me, but you didn't, not one time. And that kind of shut him up, to be honest with you. And then it got to the point where we literally were just sitting in silence, and I just really did not have anything to say to him, to be honest with you. Like, I really just didn't. So I kind of was just like, hey, can we go now? Like, are we done? Like, I was just so over it. I was like, I'm trying to just move on from you, because like, you are a horrible person, and I don't want to be around you anymore. You said what you said, and I rebuked it because you're a liar, and can we just go now? Like, are we done? Like, there's nothing you can do to save this relationship. Like, he really thought that he could just say those things to me and that I would just fall for it again. But no, sorry, like, I'm better than this. I deserve more than this. Like, hi guys, so I'm editing this right now, and I'm realizing that as I'm talking about this, I sound like an absolute bitch. I understand that he's human, regardless of how much of a dick he was, and regardless of how toxic he was, he still has feelings and he's still a human, and I 100% realize that. But I literally had to tell myself to not feel bad for him, or else I probably would not have left him. I probably would have gone back to him. I literally had to tell myself, like, he was a piece of shit, like, you need to move on, like, no, he deserves this. Like, I had to tell myself that. It was very hard for me to see him like that, but I literally just had to tell myself, like, no, he deserves this. Like, he made you feel exactly like this for 3 years, like, he can deal with this, like, you know what I mean? So I definitely don't want people to think that it's okay to just brush people off like this. Like I already said, he's still human and he still has feelings and he still has emotions, and regardless of how horrible he was to me, he still at least deserves an explanation, which I did give to him and we did talk. I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not actually a horrible person, but this breakup, leaving him, was honestly like self-care for me. So that's kind of why I'm acting like this, because it was just such a burden lifted off my back once we were finally broken up, and I felt amazing. So I just wanted to clear that up in case anybody was gonna be like, you're literally a bitch. Like, probably, but he deserved it. So and then began the healing process. Okay, I am not gonna get into like healing from the breakup and all of that, because I feel like this video is already long enough as it is. So if you guys want me to do a part 2 on like how I dealt with my breakup, then let me know, because I would definitely love to do that, because it's really hard to deal with a breakup. Breakups suck. It doesn't matter if they're a piece of shit, it still sucks. So this is how much I did of my bracelet. I'm still not done all the way with it, but this bracelet is going to be up on my Etsy once this video is posted. So if you're interested in purchasing this, it will be on my Etsy, link down below. I encourage you guys, if you have somebody in your life that is going through this type of relationship and you can tell like this relationship is not healthy and this person that they're with is not a good person, they're toxic, they're manipulative, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you tell your friend this person's a piece of shit, leave them, they're not gonna believe you. They're gonna sit there and just be like, no, you don't even know what you're talking about, like, you don't know him like I know him, or you don't know her like I know her, blah blah blah. Like, so my advice to anyone that has a close friend that is going through a relationship like this is to just love your friend. Just love on your friend, because for me, which I will get into if I do a part 2 to this video, having somebody in your life that is showing you like this is how you should be treated is really what helps people realize, oh my god, this person's a piece of shit. Like, it helps them realize that. So if you have somebody in your life like that, like, just literally be there for them, be their friend, treat them like they're the fucking queen, okay, or the king, or whatever. One day it will click. One day they'll wake up and they'll realize all these things and it will click for them in their head. But they need like a constant reminder. They need to be like literally shown. People need to be shown you can be treated better than this. Like, there's better than this for you. Like, they need to be shown that. Also, I want to make it clear, never ever ever blame the victim for their abuse, because a lot of the times when people are in these abusive, especially manipulative relationships, like, they're literally being manipulated. Like, you don't, like, hello, they're being manipulated into feeling like this and into caring about this person. They're being blinded by love. They're in a toxic relationship. They think that they can fix this person or that they can change this person. And all the time, people always talk about, oh, every couple fights, every couple has their fights, but the best ones always get through it. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, that is really a bunch of bullshit. And so it really just, like, fucks people up, because they're hearing all these different things and they're basically turning toxic manipulation into, it's just a little fight. Like, that's just what they think it is, you know? So never ever blame the victim for this, because it's not their fault. All you can really do is just help them come out of it, you know? If you guys want to talk about anything, my DMs are always open. I see every DM, I see every comment. So if you guys need to talk to somebody or need some advice, then my DMs are always open. You guys can always talk to me about these things. I've been through it. I can help you. I also think it's really important to surround yourself with other people when you are in this type of relationship, because when I was with my ex, you guys, I did not have any other friends. Like, he was just like the only person I actively was around. I didn't have anybody around me like being like, oh, that's not okay, or like, oh, this isn't cool. Like, I didn't have any of that. It's really important to have people around you to kind of give their feedback, and in all honesty, you guys, you should listen to them. I know you don't want to, but like, seriously, it takes stepping out of that relationship and looking at it from an outsider's point of view to like really see this is bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because when you're in the relationship, like, you're just so blinded by love and you don't understand like that this what your partner is doing is actually horrible. So it takes an outsider to realize and not care about the person enough to realize they're toxic and they're a piece of shit. Like, you need to get the fuck out of this relationship. Like, you know what I mean? I encourage you, if you are asking for advice, in order to get the most out of the advice I might give you, is to just go into it with an open mind. Don't go into it thinking I'm gonna be like, oh, you should stay with them like that. No, go into it thinking I'm gonna tell you that they're literally the devil spawn and that they need to burn in hell. Like, you know what I mean? Oh my god. Because if you're expecting the best, if you're trying so hard to hold on to a broken relationship, like, you're never going to be able to let go. But all I'm asking is that if you guys truly want advice, and you know, it's like, think about it. You wouldn't be asking for advice if you thought your relationship was perfect. Just have an open mind when, you know, asking for advice, and just be prepared for the worst and be open to the worst. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm gonna go now because this video is like super long, but I love you guys so much, and I want you guys to all be happy and to be with people that treat you with respect and that treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. If you guys have any advice to give to people, or if you want to share your experience about this as well, then feel free to in the comments. It's a safe space. If there's any bullying or victim blaming or anything of the sort, I'm going to be deleting those because I'm not here for that. This is not a place of bullying or harassment or negativity. This is a safe space for people to give advice and to ask for help and to share their experiences as well. So I also want to say that there was a lot more to this relationship. Some of it is just too dark that I don't even want to talk about it, because it's just, I just can't talk about it. I think I messed up on my lightning bolts. I did. I have to undo all my knots now. Okay. I'm gonna have to undo all that. Whatever. I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me, and I hope that you got something out of this. I love you guys. Bye.